He directed his deputy for policy, Tam Ormiston, to put a plan in motion to give Iowa a sustainable, responsive, coordinated, and aggressive law enforcement and prosecution effort against human trafficking. General Miller is committed to this fight and understands why Iowa has to engage this brutal crime at all levels and on all fronts. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to present to you the Attorney General of Iowa, Tom Miller.
Thanks, Mike, and thanks for your work and leadership and energy on this issue. And thanks to everybody that's part of the working group. This is very important law enforcement work. This is very important work in terms of how we treat everybody in our society. Society that works well and is good to live in, has respect for everyone. And the people that are victims of human trafficking are treated in a horrendous way. And a commitment that all of us has made to stop that is extremely important. It's important in a criminal law enforcement effort, but even more in a human effort of what terrible abuse people go through as a result of human trafficking. So thanks to everybody that's here and is part of the working group and working on it. You know, I think as we go along, I was talking to Tom H. We have two Tom Millers in the AG's office. We have two Tom Millers within 2 blocks on 28th Street. It can get confusing, but at least Tom and I are able to keep each of us straight. Tom, of course, has done an incredible job in prosecution and as a homicide prosecutor in the area prosecution unit, and then as head of that unit, and now as deputy for the Criminal Bureau. Tom and I were talking on the way down, and he tells me that we in the Attorney General's office have done 3 cases concerning human trafficking in our state, all in small to medium-sized counties. And I think the big focus we need to have is how do we develop more cases? How do we find them and then prosecute them? Because that's the means, the best means to get to the goal of reducing and cutting down this kind of abuse in our state. So as we go forward, I think we need to redouble our efforts to figure out how do we find the instances of going on, how do we investigate that, and how do we get it to prosecutors, either our office or the county attorney's office or the U.S. Attorney's office. The U.S. Attorney's office has done some good work on these cases and bigger cases, and that's real important as well. And one of the great partnerships we have in the Attorney General's office is with the Department of Public Safety. It's a natural partnership, an important one, and one that we view as extremely important.